What's up, guys? We're back here with another modern video. Today I got something a little bit spicy for you. As always, before we continue, make sure to hit the thumbs up, give me the drop that like, hit the subscribe button. Let me know in the comment section below what you thought of this video. So a couple of days ago, we did a video with the Jund Company deck. That was the deck that was designed by Aspiring Spike, and it was Jund with some Mana Dork, some Ragavan, some Grist, and like sort of a sacrifice theme. Now, today what we're going to be doing is we're playing a lot of the similar cards. We're playing with Ragavan, Grist, because I'm a really big fan of those cards, Seasoned Pyromancer as well, but we're taking a bit of a different spin on it. So this is a deck list that was given to me by a user in my Twitch chat who has been playing this deck a lot over the past couple of days. I actually played it on stream, had some, moderate, I think we went 3-2 in the league that we played on stream. But this has been a project of mine that I've always kind of had in the back of my mind ever since MH2 came out, and that's playing the free creatures, so the pitch creatures, Fury, Endurance, and along with Vengevine, because it's a free spell, so you don't have to invest mana into it, but it counts as a creature towards getting back Vengevine. So it sort of mitigates the requirement on Vengevine a little bit that you only need to play one creature and then have one of these free spells, so you can have more, like, faster Vengevines, more consistent Vengevines on turn 2, as long as you can put them into the graveyard. So what we got here is we have, so we'll start with the discard outlets. So we have Insolent Neonate, Lot Troll, and Seasoned Pyromancer. These three cards allow you to discard cards from your hand, I guess along with Ox of Agonis, but that's more of like a late game kind of thing. But Insolent Neonate, Lot Troll, Seasoned Pyromancer allow you to discard cards from your hand, because if Vengevine's in your hand, you want to make sure you have a way to put it into your graveyard. So we have ways to discard Vengevine. We have Stitcher Supplier, which can mill over Vengevine, also really good with Seasoned Pyromancer and Ox of Agonis, just more value that you can get off of the ETB Mill 3. And then we also have, again, the aforementioned Ragavan. Now, Ragavan doesn't necessarily fit the overall theme of this deck, in the sense that it's not allowing us to discard creature cards, it's not milling over cards, it's more of just like, it's a good card, and because we're playing with red mana, we should be playing it. And it also is a cheap creature, so you can imagine a scenario where you go like, turn 1 Neonate, turn 2 discard Vengevine, play 2 1-drops, get it. Ragavan is a 1-drop that helps you get back Vengevine. So even though it doesn't directly sort of fit with the overall game plan, it's just a good card that I think if you're playing with red mana, there's not really a lot of reason not to play Ragavan right now. So, I know for financial concerns, it's not I don't enjoy saying that, but the card's just too good. You should be playing it if you're playing with red mana. And the other thing that Ragavan does is it turbos out Grist the Hunger Tide. Now, this is a lot of copies of Grist for a deck that doesn't have Ignoble Hierarch. But the thing about Grist is that one thing I will note, it's a creature, which means that if you, let's say, play Grist on turn 3, or even turn 2 with Ragavan, let's say you play Grist, you +1, maybe you mill over a Vengevine. Well, you've already played one creature for the turn, Grist, so if you have a Fury or an Endurance in your hand, you can now get back your Vengevine, because Grist counts as a creature towards Vengevine. So it's not only, it is expensive, it is a 3-mana creature, but it mills over Vengevines. It allows you to sacrifice Stitcher Supplier so you can get more looks at Vengevine. You can also sacrifice tokens from Seasoned Pyromancer. It's just a really good card in a deck that is looking to abuse the graveyard. And if you look at our creature count, I know that right here it shows 34, but it's actually 38 because Grist counts as a creature. So there's going to be a lot of scenarios where we just go Grist ++, and we have 9 or 10 creatures in our graveyard, and our opponent's just going to lose if they don't kill the Grist on the spot. And this is, I think, the deck with Grist that I've seen that has the highest creature count for sure. So we're definitely getting a lot more juice out of that ultimate than some of the other Grist decks that I've seen. And then the rest of the deck, just kind of rounding it out, we got a couple of copies of Bone Shards. So for those of you who don't know, this is 1 mana removal spell. You can destroy a creature or planeswalker, and as an additional cost, you sacrifice a creature or discard a card. So discarding cards, really good if you have Vengevines in your hand and don't have ways to dump them. And then also, if you want to sacrifice a Stitcher Supplier to get more looks at Vengevine, that's pretty good too. And then, last but not least, Blazing Rootwalla, just, a card that is pretty innocuous, but it's if you have, ways to discard cards, one of your Trolls, Pyromancers, Neonates, you can get some value out of it that way. And it's also a free creature. So what you can actually do, you can actually turn 2, you can go, like maybe you have a Vengevine in your graveyard. I guess like you supply or mill a Vengevine. You can actually go Neonate, discard Rootwalla, and that just, even if you don't have a second land, you just get back your Vengevine with those 2 cards. So it just really kind of gives you some more explosive draws, it being a free creature if you discard it. And then going to the mana base, nothing fancy here. But I think that this might be a few too many basics for my liking, but we're going to try it out. This is actually a list that the user who originally sent me this, Maximum Magic, had 5-0'd with. So this is their particular 5-0 list, and I wanted to give it a shot. So we'll see how it plays out. And then as far as the sideboard is concerned, we have the 4th copy of Fury, because there are definitely matchups where you want access to a 4th copy. We got some Force of Vigors for Hammer Time, some Croxes, which is pretty nice when the game, like against Lurrus decks where the game's going to go long. You can get some more value juice out of your graveyard that way. Assassin's Trophy, which is mostly here for Murktide Regent, because we don't have a lot of ways to kill Murktide Regent in our deck, and that could be a problematic card. The nice thing about that matchup in particular is because you can kill the rest of their stuff with Fury, you can usually make it so they're not going wide, and you can usually go wider than them, especially in combination with Fury. And then we got Chalice of the Void, which is mostly here for Cascade decks like Living End and Crashing Footfalls. Engineered Explosives, good against Hammer Time and Crashing Footfalls. Void Mirror, good against Tron, E-Tron, Cascade. These are kind of like the 3 artifacts that you see the most of in most people's sideboard. We're choosing to go with an interesting split, 3-2-1. I think Chalice of the Void is the most impactful because it's harder to play around with. And you have Engineered Explosives, which is, just a little bit more utility against Hammer Time. Chalice not as good against Hammer Time. And then Void Mirror, not good against Hammer Time, but good against the other decks. And then we're playing 3 copies of Pirate Spellbomb, which looks a little weird, but as you can imagine, we're a deck that has 34 creatures, and we're very reliant on the graveyard. And if you look at the colors of cards in our deck, we have pretty much every card in our deck is red or black with the exception of Vengevine. So you can imagine a card like Sanctifier Envec is a real problem for this deck. So that's why we're playing so many copies of Pirate Spellbomb. I think it is the best way to answer it for a deck like this. I think Kozilek's Return is a little bit too slow. And the really nice thing about Spellbomb is if you can just play it on turn 1, you don't have to invest another mana into it until the turn that you're going to use it. So you can just have it sitting there and play. And then you get to, use your mana with whatever you have. And then if they do play the Sanctifier, then you can just spend 1 mana, kill it, and then move on with your life and get like maybe a double spell turn that way. So I think it's just the best way to go about handling Sanctifier. So that's the deck. I'm pretty excited about this one. I hope you are too. Without further ado, I'll see you back here in just a little bit for round number 1. What's up, YouTube? Back here for round number 1 of our league with Jund Vengevine. So what do we have here? We have a 1-lander, some 3-drops, an Ox of Agonis. No way to put a card into our graveyard. I think I'm going to take Mulligan. And another 1-lander. These 1-land double grist hands are not doing it for me. I think I'm going to go to 5. Okay, this hand plays. I'm going to put back Fury and Endurance, I think. And then just plan on going... could just go Catacombs on 1 for... No, Overgrown Tomb. And then Cliffs, Troll on 2, and then hopefully Pyromancer on 3. I think that's probably our plan this game. Alright, opponent's got a Courtyard and Inquisition of Kozilek. So I assume probably the Pyromancer's being taken. Would make the most sense to me. I mean, it kind of depends on their hand, but... Alright, Pyromancer down. Makes a lot of sense. Let's get our Overgrown Tomb. Alright, drawing a land's not great, but we got a Lotleth Troll. Concealed Courtyard Inquisition. Not really sure what's going on over there. Maybe some sort of Stoneforge Mystic deck. Ooh, Reanimator. Cool. Alright. I'm down for it. I mean, we are super dead, but I'm in for it. I'm here for it. Attack for 2. They're not going to block. They'll just take 2. And lose the game when our opponent casts Unmarked Grave. Because we definitely cannot beat that this game. So it looks like our opponent's playing the Asmo Reanimator deck. I'm just gonna concede if they play Unmarked Grave. Don't think I'm gonna waste our time here. Yep, we're dead. Alright. Game number 2. So, Asmo Reanimator. Unfortunately, we don't have any Graveyard Hate. Well, we have Endurance main deck, but... Fury does not seem great. And Crox's Bad Force is probably good because they're a Saga deck. And maybe some number of Engineered Explosives for Asmo and Saga tokens. Just trim an Ox. Okay, sure. I am fine with that. Game number 2. Let's see if we can do a little bit better than game number 1 here. Okay, this hand plays. So I am going to lead on Stomping Ground. No, Basic Swamp, excuse me, because this wants to get Stomping Ground. So I'm going to lead on Basic Swamp, Stitcher Supplier. And ideally, I mean, definitely the best draw on the deck is definitely Loth Troll. Because then we can go Troll, discard Vengevine, discard Rootwalla, and then attack with the Vengevine on turn 2. So that is our best draw for sure. Even just a land allows us to go Pyromancer on 3, discard these 2, cast Rootwalla, get back Vengevine. So even just a red source is fine with this particular hand. Alright, opponent's got a tap land. That's pretty good too. We'll take that, because that gives us land number 3 for next turn. So I will take that. Attack for 3. And maybe we hit a discard spell off of their deck and cast that. Nope. You know what would have been nice? Would have been nice if we hit a Cookbook off of their deck. Because I could have went Cookbook, then their turn, discard Vengevine, untap, cast Dash Ragavan, discard Rootwall, attack with Vengevine, and the Ragavan. That would have been sweet. Unmarked Grave. Okay. There's an Archon, so that's going to be tough to beat. Let's just play the land. I could dash Ragavan this turn, but I think I'd much rather just hit with Vengevine. So I discard Rootwall of Vengevine. Force of Vigor. Yeah, it's not the best. Attack for 5 and then play a Ragavan. So we gotta draw a Grist or a Bone Shards. I mean, maybe we can go wide enough to beat the Archon. I doubt it, though. Because they persist the Archon, we sack a token. Yeah. Alright, token down. And discard the excess Ragavan. We attack with everything. They block Vengevine. Take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, I mean, I don't really have a choice. Kind of have to shove here. Don't really have a choice. I'm attacking first because if they... I was going to say if they don't block Ragavan. Alright, they did block Ragavan, which means I'm not going to pump. I'm just going to let damage happen. They're going to go to 5. We're going to play Pyromancer. Discard these 2. Get a 1-1. And, alright, well, we have successfully gone wide, so they can attack, go to 8, we sack it. Yeah, we should win this game pretty easily, right? Unless they have some sort of sweeper that we don't know about. So they attack, go to 8, we take 8, go to 6. But yeah, this should be good. I could even sack Stitcher Supplier, right? Yeah, just to try and mill some stuff over. Like a Vengevine. Alright, well, I'll take 5, go to 6. Show me what you got. Removal spell for Vengevine is not even close to good enough. That is also probably not good enough. Even if they have an Asmo. Yeah, they're just dead on board, right? Go land, second Cookbook, block fight, 3, 5, 7, 9, 8, 9, 10. Yeah. They are dead. Dead, dead, dead. Any reason to cast this pre-combat? I could hit Vengevine and Ox, so might as well. Well, they're off it. It didn't matter because they were dead on board, but game number 3. I actually think maybe I want this trophy to be able to answer Archon. I don't know, we can just go wide around it. Yeah, this is fine. Let's do this. Alright, game 3 against Asmo Reanimator. Sam plays. We got some creatures to try and hit Vengevine. We got a Bone Shards for an Archon. We got a Ragavan. Seems like a fine hand to me. Shadow Spear. Alright, I'm going to lead on Ragavan. As per usual with Modern right now these days. Let's see what they got. Alright, Saga. Cookbook Asmo. No Asmo, that's good. So, Engineered Explosives. That one's not bad, because we can play that on 0 next turn. Let's start by playing our land untapped and playing a Stitcher Supplier. So if we mill over a Vengevine, I'm going to cast the other Supplier pre-combat. We did not, so we can just go to combat. No reason to play this now. And then attack with Ragavan, see we hit. We can maybe, depending on what we hit, maybe play their spell post-combat. We hit, and Archon of Cruelty. We're definitely not casting that one. So I do want to save some stuff for a Vengevine. What if I just played Stitcher Supplier and then just passed? And a Pyromancer. Yeah, I'm just going to pass now. So if they go discard Archon, persist it, go sack Supplier, discard Rootwalla, and then Bone Shards, discard Ragavan, kill the Archon, and that should be pretty good because we really lose nothing. We even have outs to Vengevine next turn if we do that. Now, persist plus discard spell probably gets us, but all right. So sack Supplier, discard Rootwalla. Yes, Rootwalla. Did not hit a Vengevine. We're not very good at hitting Vengevines with this deck, huh? Please don't have a Thoughtseize. Please don't have a Thoughtseize. Cookbook is fine. Because again, we can just go kill the Archon and then explosives on 0 to kill the construct token. Alright, let's start by going... I could just sack the Supplier instead of discarding a card. I don't really need the other Ragavan, though. Yeah, so let's just go... discard, Rag... attack with everything. I think I might as well pump to 3, 4, 5, 6. They go to 14. Because I'm getting a treasure back off of the Ragavan to be able to pop the explosives for 0. Cookbook. The problem here with casting Cookbook is if I cast Cookbook off of a treasure, play explosives for 0, they might just get Pithing Needle off of this and name explosives, and then they have a 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They have an 8/8 lifelink trample that I can't kill because this is gone. So I think it's better to just not cast the Cookbook, given how I'm kind of pretty low on resources anyways. I don't think that the Cookbook matters all that much. And I'd much rather just leave myself the opportunity to kill a construct token that they're almost certainly going to make here. So what's going to happen is they're going to go activate, make a construct. I'm going to respond to this ability. Well, let them make the construct and then pop the explosives. So then all the food go away, the construct goes away, and then this plays around them having Pithing Needle, excuse me. I don't really want explosives on 1. because I have 3 1-drops in play. I know that it kills the Cookbooks and the Shadow Spear, but I lose kind of all my pressure here, so I think this made more sense. All right, they get the last Cookbook. Remember, that is the last one because one of them is exiled. Yeah, Blood Crypt tapped. All right. So they got not much going on over there. I will attack first. We'll pump the Rootwalla. So they take 6, go to 8, and then we get a treasure to play the troll. Could Unmarked Grave for Ox of Agonis. Is that better than playing troll? I actually don't think it is. Because the problem with Unmarked Grave for Ox of Agonis is I'm not putting an extra creature in play. Because this way I represent lethal. Right, I force them to start sagging food. Because this is 3 for 5, 6, 7, 8. It's actually 9 if I discard a creature, but this is currently a lethal attack. If I go for Ox, I'm not presenting lethal. I'm only have 6 damage. So I think it's more important to go for Ox here. Prismatic ending the Ragavan. Okay. Would have also been bad if I'd gotten Ox, because then I wouldn't have another red source. Let's just go... I mean, this is... Well, I guess it's not lethal because they can make a food, but... Let's just go pump here and shove a little bit. So they're going to make a food. They're going to sack the food. 11. Yeah, let's just put them to 3. So now they go to 3. If they draw a land, they can discard, sack a food, go up to 6, but then we're still showing 8 damage. So, and now we have 2 separate lethal creatures, so if they draw any one removal spell, it's not good enough. Alright. Seems like they bricked. Cool. 1-0 over the Asmo Reanimator deck. I'll see you back here in just a little bit for round number 2. Alrighty, YouTube, round number 2. And this hand seems like a fine hand. Let's keep this. Opponent reveal the Lurrus, by the way. Unsurprisingly, they have a turn 1 Ragavan. So we have the choice of playing Insolent Neonate to block or Bone Shards to kill it, I think. This is a tough decision because if I Bone Shards the Ragavan and they just play a Dauthi Voidwalker, it's so bad for me. So I think I'm just going to gamble a little bit and play the Neonate. Just kind of, I don't know. I mean, if they have Removal Spell, they just go Removal Spell, attack, play Voidwalker anyways, but then I still save the Bone Shards for, for the Voidwalker. So if they kill the Neonate, I can discard the Ox, draw a card, they play Voidwalker, then I can go Bone Shards, discard whatever. Maybe I draw a land, discard the land to Bone Shards. And then take a Ragavan hit, that's fine. Sure. Take a Ragavan hit, and then turn after play Pyromancer. Something like that. But now if they have Voidwalker, they can just take Bone Shards. Yeah, so it seems like they probably have the Voidwalker. They may not have a removal spell, though. Oh, they have a second Ragavan. Well, I'm still going to block. I'm just going to trade. Because I control to discard the Ox anyways, so I think it's fine. Okay, that makes sense. So now they take this, and now I can't discard the Ox. But I can just play Pyromancer on 3, so it's not that bad. I assume they take the Troll here, right? They wanted me to block and trade. Oh, they took Pyromancer. Interesting. Okay. Interesting. I guess taking Pyromancer makes more sense if they have another Ragavan. Let's just get Stomping Ground, cast Troll. Getting Stomping Ground so I can have double red in play for the Ox when we eventually get to that point. Because I can actually Ox next turn, right? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, I can actually Ox next turn. So Supplier was the perfect draw. Okay, so I can respond. Discard Ox. And this is 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, this is perfect. Just let that go. I mean, if they have a discard spell for Supplier, it sucks, but kind of feel like they have a Ragavan here, and that's why they took the Pyromancer. Drew another discard spell. I don't think they had that last turn. I don't think so. Because I feel like they would have played differently if they had a discard spell last turn. Maybe not. Yeah, see, okay, 100%. They definitely had this the turn that they cast the second Thoughtseize, and they drew the other Inquisition, so I played around them having this, which they did have, because that's the way they, I knew they had that, though, given the way they played. But I didn't play around them drawing the other discard spell, which they definitely didn't have the turn before. At least I'm, like, fairly certain they didn't. I mean, I can Fury for no value just to bring back the Ox, which is actually probably worth it. Because they're just not going to put the Ragavan into play. They're just going to keep dashing it. So I'm going to do this. I do lose the Pyromancer this way, but I draw 3 cards and get a 5/3, so can't be that bad. So Bolt, Terminate, sure. So the last card's Ragavan. Okay, your turn. Not dashing Ragavan, I like that. Are they just going to lure us? Ooh, this Endurance was a sicko draw if they're doing this. So their hand is right now is Lurrus Ragavan. Yeah, that Endurance was a sicko draw. So now I can just pass. And then if they go to cast Lurrus, I can just respond and Endurance them. I assume they're going to cast Lurrus. Yeah. Endurance you. So they have a Ragavan and 1 unknown card. Is it a Bauble? Nope. Pyromancer. It's not the best draw, because if I dash, they can just trade and then cast the Ragavan again. If I attack, they just take or chump and then dash, so attacking's bad. But I kind of want to hold the Ragavan so they don't know about it. That was a punishment, I guess. Yeah, I'm just going to keep doing that. Still might lose this game. Man, that discard spell on the Supplier was such a beating. That was the turning point this game for sure. I thought I was like pretty far ahead given what they had, but can I attack with both? No, because then they get a Ragavan hit. 7, they go to 8. 5, 6, 7, 8. Don't think I can attack with both. Yep, so we go to 7. Well, so the nice thing about this is if they trade, they're not casting Kroxa. So I think I'm actually okay with this, all things considered. Because now they're in a spot where if they brick and they want to cast Kroxa to put me to 4, they then have to trade off the Lurrus, which I don't think they want to do. So they drew a Bolt. Yeah, I'm going to call, right? What if I just don't call? What if I just take this, hope they brick, attack with both, and they have to block with Lurrus? I actually think I like that better. Yeah, I like that better. Okay, I hit a blocker. Because I can just kind of blank their bolt, right? And it's pretty obvious they have a bolt or a heat. Because why else would they make this play? Maybe they just didn't care about the Ragavan dying, but... So now I attack with both. I'm just dead, right? Yeah, I attack with both, play this. They pre-combat cast the Croaks, put me to 2, attack, dash Ragavan, attack with Luris Ragavan. I trade here and then take lethal. So I think what I have to do. I got an idea. Well, I have to keep the root wall in hand. I just attack with Vengevine. Trade with Rootwalla, that's bad. Attack with both. I think what I have to do, I have to get pretty fancy here. I think what I have to do is attack with both and just hope that they pre-combat this Croxa. I know that like I'm putting myself essentially dead on board because if they just don't play the Croxa pre-combat, they just dash the Ragavan attack for 5. But like if they're playing around something, they might pre-combat the Croxa, so I don't know. I think I have to get a little fancy here. I think I'm not winning this game otherwise. Although I guess if they have heat, I lose regardless, right? They just Croxa, I discard the root wall, they heat it, attack for 5. So. Dead either way. They're not going to pre-combat the Croxa. Telling another endurance. Alright, so Rakdos Luris, huh? I think I'm not a fan of Fury against the Thoughtseize deck. I like Croxa and Forest Trophy, no. Chalice. And Chalice on 1 is good against them, but we also have a lot of our own 1-drop, so I think it's not where I want to be. Spell Bomb is mostly there for Sanctifier. It's pretty inefficient, I think, in this matchup. Bring in like 1 explosives. Yeah, that's fine. Let's do that. Alright, game number 2 against Rakdos Luris. I'm just going to call it Rakdos, because basically every Rakdos deck is Luris. Yeah, this hand plays. This hand's actually kind of sicko. I kept 7. I'm going to lean on Ragavan, because it's the one that puts the most pressure on them to answer it immediately. So they can't mess around and cast a discard spell this turn. Could play their own Ragavan, I guess, but... Sure. Alright, they have a Channeler. Bobble me. So now what I can do is go Neonate, discard Vengevine, cast Supplier, get back Vengevine. If I do it in the reverse order, this will be the second creature that I play, so I gotta do Neonate first. Oh, I'm an idiot. Okay, whoops. I should have played the Stomping Ground first, but I'm not gonna get punished. So they have to block here. It's fine. Take 4. Go to 13. So I should have played Stomping Ground first, tap the Stomping Ground for the Neonate. Yeah, that's fine. I'm just not going to cast Suppliers now, but that's kind of what I want, why I wanted to play the Supplier last turn. Yeah, I don't want to cast Supplier into this, I don't think. I think 5's good. So, if I had done it correctly the turn before, I would have played Supplier. Then I wouldn't feel that bad about playing the Neonate this turn, so basically the same board, but I would have another 1/1 in play with 3 more cards in the graveyard, which is obviously a lot better. Because now they can just kill the Vengevine. Yeah, this is rough. Voidwalker is really good against my deck. Black. Dark Confidant, sure. I accept. I accept. 15. They're at 8. So what is my ideal draw? Question is, are they double blocking the Vengevine? They probably are, right? And then what's my play? tough. You may have to hope and try and spike a... Man, a Fury would look real good on this board, huh? If I spike a Bone Shards, I can kill the Voidwalker. Yeah, kill the Voidwalker. Attack with Vengevine, not really care if they block. Let's do that. I gotta try and hit a... I think I gotta try and hit a Bone Shards here. Yeah, this card's tough to beat. Well, I guess I gotta attack. Feels pretty bad, but... Yeah, they just snap double block. Makes sense. I think I have to play the Supplier there. This at least puts a sort of a 2-turn clock in play. Maybe they sack the Voidwalker. Maybe the sideboard needs more interest to Voidwalker. I mean, I have Spell Bombs. And I guess that knowing they have Voidwalker, I probably should have just boarded these in. That's probably a good point. Oh, they have a Kroxa too. Yeah, we're dead. Okay. Game number 2 goes to them. We'll see you back here in just a little bit for round number 3. Alrighty, YouTube, round number 3. As you can see, we're going to take Mulligan because we don't have any lands. Neonate, Vengevine, Vengevine. Okay, can work with this. I can work with this. I'm going to keep and put back the Foothills. Sure. I'm going to play the Neonate on 1, I think. It's higher upside. It does require me to hit a creature next turn, but I get 2 looks at it. Yeah, I think that's fine. Because the problem with waiting, let's say I wait, right? I go turn 2, first Neonate, discard Vengevine. Second Neonate triggers the original Vengevine, so I don't actually get to put the second one into play. Whereas this way, I get to go put one in play, Neonate to discard Vengevine, second, for other Neonate, discard the second Vengevine. So I essentially get 3 looks at another creature. So, because I get draw step and then this draw step, this draw. So I think doing it this way is better. Selfless Spirit. Alright, I will accept 1 damage. See if we can put some Vengevines into play. Cue me bricking. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Not like this. No, 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 no. Oh, this would be tragic. Okay. Whew. Last possible second. Rootwalla coming in to save the day. Alright, turn 2, attack with 2 Vengevines. Is that good enough? I hope so. I have a Skyclave Apparition, so maybe not. We'll see. Hopefully they don't have Skyclave, but I feel like they probably do. It was a bit of a sweat there, huh? Whew. That was a bit of a sweat. I think I had to go for it. I don't think I'm supposed to wait there. Alright, well, if they're thinking this long, they probably don't have Skyclave. I feel like they would have slammed that one by now. Maybe a Lord? Yeah, okay. So I guess they're thinking about whether or not they want to attack. It's not lethal. I mean, they can technically go to 1. So I guess their plan is block, sack the Spirit. So they trade the Spirit for the Rootwalla and take 4. Kind of okay with that. Because that means they're at 8, and these two are still both lethal. Opponent has returned, and they've decided not to attack. Alright. Not much reason to play the Pyromancer pre-combat, so... because that taps us out of activating Rootwalla. So, let's go to attacks. I assume they're going to do some amount of blocking here. Okay, so they're going to trade Spirit for Vengevine. Excuse me. Interesting. Or are they just gonna pass priority? They might not sack the spirit. They did, okay. So question is, do we want to play the Pyromancer? So the nice thing about I'm still gonna play it. What I probably should have decided this before I am gonna play it. I'm just gonna play Swamp, I think. I thought about holding on to it because it's a guaranteed creature for this other Vengevine next turn. But it's possible pumping there was a little bit better. A Vial. See, they have another Lord. Another Lord would be a little annoying. Selfless Spirit. So I guess they're just going to make the same... They're just going to run back the same play? Yeah, it's got to be what they're doing, right? Okay. Not the best draw. Let's go to attacks. I have to imagine they're going to run back the same block, right? Which I guess I'm kind of okay with. What they also could do is go this here, this here, this here, sack Spirit. It seems like that's their line. Alright, so I'll pump, they'll sack the Spirit, I'll lose those two, I'll play Blackleaf Cliffs. Then we'll pass. Yep, that's fine. So they take no damage. They have one card left. The Moorland Haunt, I guess, could be scary if they find a colored source. They can't currently activate it because of the Cavern of Souls. Shacklegeist. So they're gonna tap my stuff. Okay. My stuff is gonna be tapped. That was actually really good because now I actually get to hit with a Vengevine. Because I'm going to go Ox, discard Rootwalla. Yeah, that was actually really good. Because the Rootwalla gets back to Vengevine. Ooh. That's not bad either. Alright, let's go to combat. So they're going to tap a Vengevine down, go to 7. And then I think I'm going to hold on to the Fury for now. Because right now it only kills the captain. I mean, I guess the problem with waiting is if they find a second captain, it could get awkward. Yeah, I guess there's actually no reason to wait, right? And the reason not to wait is if they find a second captain, so this makes sense. It also cuts them off of a Shacklegeist activation, right? I don't know, this is tap 2 spirits. But, like, maybe they don't find another creature. Or maybe they only have one other creature. Because that would give them one less activation of Shacklegeist. So, yeah, all things considered, I think it made sense to Fury there. Given the other stuff has hexproof anyways. The argument would be that I can hardcast Fury next turn, but I'm likely not doing that because I'm going to pump the Rootwalla. Although they're in a pretty bad spot. Right, I mean, they go tap down a Vengevine and then still take a million. Any two of these are also lethal, so even if they, let's say, tap Vengevine, block a creature, the other two of these are still lethal. So, they're in a bad spot, let's just say that. No reason to do anything pre-combat, let's just go to attacks. See what they do. I'm going to imagine this is lethal. Unless there's something wild I don't know about. Alright, they're activating Aether Vial. Rattle Chains. Okie dokie. So, tap, block, take 7. Listen. All right, Ox has been tapped. All right. May I go to attacks? Oh. Seems like I may not go to attacks. All right, now I'll go to attacks. There's the Spell Queller that we kind of assumed was going to happen. So trade, chump, take 4. Go to 3. Or just chump. Sure. Chump works for me. They probably should trade and go to 3, right? I don't know. They probably just have no outs anyways. All right, trade's good. They're at 3. I will cast a Lotleth Troll. I guess they're out. Maybe they have, like, Deputy of Detention? Not really sure if that card would be in their deck or not. Probably not, but they seem very dead. All right, they gave up. Game number 2 against Spirits. Explosive's good. Fury good. Force no, Croaks a no, Trophy eh. Pyrite Spellbomb potentially. I kind of have to assume they have Rest in Peace. Which maybe means I do want Force of Vigor. Yeah, because they have Vial too, so it's probably okay. I'm going to cut Bone Shards, Ox, because I think they're a little bit too slow. And I'm in love with Ragavan against them. I'm going to just shave a Ragavan on the draw. YouTube, game number 2. I think this hand's good. We have Force of Vigor if they have like a... Just imagine this if they just go turn 1 Vial, turn 2 Rest in Peace. We just go bam, gotcha. And the rest of our hand, it's fine. Our leftovers are okay. We keep. Ether Vial. I'm not going to just force the Vial. I want to try and get one more thing out of it. Ooh, that's not bad either. Let's just play a Neonate. Ship the turn. I want them to play Rest in Peace so bad. Oh, so bad I want them to play Rest in Peace. They play nothing. Kind of leads me to believe that they might have a Rest in Peace. So I think we're just going to play it slow here. Attack for 1, play a second Neonate, ship it on back. It's a little bit dangerous letting them have the Vial for a couple turns, but given they kept a 1-lander, I kind of feel... I don't know, I just have this feeling that they have Rest in Peace. Maybe we just don't care. Although now it's awkward because if they violate another 1-drop, they can actually counter my Force. So, but that incentivizes them to put a 1-drop into play with the Fury, so maybe it's not that bad. Let's do this. I maybe should have just done this last turn. Because I'm kind of in a spot where, like, I don't know how much I actually care about Rest in Peace. Because I just have, like, Fury to clean up the board. If I draw a land, I can go Grist plus Fury in the same turn, and then just kind of, like, just have a better board than them. So I don't know how much I care about Rest in Peace with this particular hand. Alright, seems like they have a 1-drop. No, they don't. Okay. I will take 1. It's fine. Let's just get a tap land. Get a red source for our Seasoned Pyromancer. Stitcher's Supplier. Alright, let's actually pre-combat that in case we hit a Vengevine or two. Did not. I could go for... no. I'm just gonna attack for 2. We're doing fine. If they play another creature, I just get to Fury those 2. I think this is okay. Like, once we find a land, we just got everything we want. Don't even really need to do anything else. Ragavan, that's kind of like a land, right? Right? It's kind of like a land. So they go to 12. Self a Spirit, which we can't cast. We'll just pass. Now they're probably going to hold back the Wanderer to block the Ragavan. 10 life. This appears to be a Lord, which is fine because I can just kill both of them. Not that big of a deal. Just go Fury, pitch Pyromancer, dash Ragavan again. Or I could go Fury, pitch Ragavan, play Pyromancer. Nah. Because I kind of don't want to discard the Grist. So let's just do it this way. Let's go 3-1. All their stuff dies. Dash Ragavan. Attack for 5, play a Troll. So they go to 5. Then we can play a Troll off the 2 treasures. Path to Exile. Black, green. Alright. I think we have successfully defeated our mana-screwed Spirits opponent. Unfortunate. That's how the cookie crumbles sometimes. That is how the cookie crumbles. I will attack you. Block Ragavan, take 5. Think we are good. I guess they could have Solitude. I don't know if their deck plays Solitude. I doubt it. Alright, cool. They're off it. Yeah, obviously, you know, a really crappy way to end game number 2, but we're 2-1, so that's kind of cool. So, see if we can keep it going. I'll see you back here in just a little bit for round number 4. YouTube, round number 4. Let's see if we can keep it going. This hand is interesting. It's a little bit slow, but we have a Seasoned Pyromancer on 3. We can go Shards, discard, Root Wall for their first creature. Pyromancer on 3. I think this is one of those hands that on the draw, I would mulligan, but on the play, I think it is keepable. Now, maybe I'm not mulliganing aggressive enough with this deck, and it's one of those situations where your deck has such powerful opening starts, like you can put 2 Vengevines into play on turn 2, that you should just be mulling hands like this, you know? And I am willing to believe that. Alright, drawing 2 Furies, not the best against blue-white. So, let's pass. Pass and really hope they don't counter this Pyromancer, because if they do, then we're not in a good spot. Alright, seems like they're going to. Well, second Pyromancer's good. Second Pyromancer is good. Counter spell. Celestial Colonnade Gamer. Celestial Colonnade Alert. Alright, no second counter spell. Yikes. Alright, you can go. Double counter spell, huh? Double counter spell, huh? Yeah, this is not looking good. Debating if I want to crack the Neonate now. It's better if I draw a Troll. So let's just do that. I'm just replacing it with Neonate, or the Root Wall anyways, so. And I would like to cast Troll if I find it. Okay. That actually kind of plays. Because now I can discard Ox, and like if they tap out, I can go like maybe discard Ox and then jam Ox. I guess I'm a little bit far away from it, but sure. It's yours now. You got it. You even have the red mana to pump it. That's hilarious. Spreading Seas. Okay. Kind of happy they're targeting that, not my second red source. To be fair. So 5 cards in graveyard. 6, 7. Or 6, 7. Also just walks into a counterspell. I think I'm not going to do that. Plus, I don't really want to exile these Pyromancers. Kind of would rather just naturally draw a land and exile them that way. I'm just going to pass. Yeah, I'm just going to pass. Because now if I draw a land 5, I can just start Pyromancering them. Which is pretty good. Take 3. It's fine. 15 life. Alright, untap. Yeah, that plays 2. Let's go basic swamp. Oh, I can't cast that. What am I saying? I don't know why I thought I could cast that. I forgot that this was Spreading Seized. Okay. Probably should have got a Stomping Ground. Alright, let's discard Vengevine. See where we're at. Huh. Interesting. So, what if I go... If I cast Ox, they're likely going to counter it, right? And if they counter the Ox, then I can go Fury, Pitch Fury, kill the Root Wall, I get back Vengevine, attack for 4. Yeah, let's do that. So let's go fetch to 11. I assume they counter this. This is really awkward if they don't counter it, because then I'm stuck with these Furies in my... Or, yeah. I think I end up getting rid of the Furies, but... So this kills the Root Wall, it gets back Vengevine, and then I can just Ox next turn. I think this is okay. So they go to 14. And then I have the option to Pyromancer or Ox next turn. Okay. I mean, if they do nothing, I'm just going to Pyromancer for sure. So we kind of have, like, some good good leverage here. Like, it's really hard for them to pass, given that we have the Vengevine in play and we're presenting more power with the Pyromancer. So it kind of feels like they feel obligated to do something. Like, I guess the Fairy Bounce would kind of suck, but... Field of Ruin, the Stomping Ground. Like I say on a mountain. Alright, they're doing nothing else. Alright, attack you. And hold up Pyromancer. So my guess is they're going to go bounce Vengevine. Alright, gonna land. Okay, they're out of fields. Sure. So bounce Vengevine, that's fine. Go EOT Pyromancer. Then go untap. Attack Teferi with both, and then probably just hold up the Pyromancer again, right? Yeah. Especially if they do nothing. Yeah, I'm just going to keep passing. I wanted to attack Teferi with both in case they had a removal spell. I do kind of want to get Teferi off the battlefield. But like now we're in this pretty good spot where we just have a second Pyromancer to pressure them. They don't really have much going on. Like, them holding up counterspells is not going to accomplish much. So, like, maybe they're pressured into verdicting next turn. Yeah, I'm just not going to act. Not going to blink. Make them blink first. What's this? Holy crap, that's a Restoration Angel. Can't tell you the last time I saw that card. Alright, well, kill your Resto. See if they want to fight over this. I assume they will. Restoration Angel. So this means they likely have a counterspell. Do I want to go for Ox? I think so. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So they're going to counter this. That's fine. You got it. And then next turn we can go dash Ragavan and play another creature to get back Vengevine. So we're kind of doing okay on that front. They're going to Prismatic Ending a token? Sure. I accept. Alright, so let's go dash Ragavan. Should probably tap the blue source, but... And cast an Insolent Neonate, get back Vengevine. So now they can animate the Colonnade, block the Ragavan, go to 1. And then if they do that and Wrath, then I have double Root Wall to get back to Vengevine again. I have Solitude. Okay, so exile Vengevine, trade for Ragavan. Yeah, that's worse for me. Ooh. Teferi? Thanks for the Spreading Seas, opponent. Question is, what do we do with it? Probably just plus, right? Yeah, just plus. Alright, your turn. You ever thought my Jund deck was going to cast a Teferi off of Ragavan? No. Thanks for the Spreading Seas. White, blue. What you got? White, blue, red. Another ending? Alright, fun's over. I thought about bouncing something with Tef, but I think I can just attack it with the Colonnade. It's a little bit worse, I think. Okay, well, this is also good for us. So Madness this out, then we have lethal. Not quite. 3, 4, 5, 6. Not quite lethal. Let's go red, blue, dash Ragavan. They're just letting this happen. They have another Solitude. They might... Or they have Cryptic. They have Charm. Okay, sure. So that's fine. We get Overgrown Tomb. Play Grist. I want to sacrifice a creature. No, I think that's bad, because if I sack the Elemental to kill the Solitude, this bounces back to my hand. Then I have to trade Root Wallas. I think I'm just going to plus... Oops. Play a Root Wall and then pass. So Ragavan goes back to hand. They can attack with Solitude, I'll double block it. The Colonnade can kill the Grist, I guess that's a big issue, but... Interesting game. Very interesting game, for sure. It's possible that because the Colonnade is guaranteed to kill the Grist, maybe I'm supposed to just get my value out of it while I can, and minus on the Solitude. But... Alright, so dash this thing. I gotta put some pressure on them, so... This game feels like it's slipping away. Feels like it's slipping away. So let this trade happen. They take one, play Root Walla. We do still have this Ox chilling out over here, so keep that in mind. It is a line that is available to us. I don't think I wanted to do that this turn. There was a line that involved just attacking with Root Walla, but the thing is the Ox is face up, so... Yeah, it's annoying. The third Field of Ruin is tough, because now we don't have double red. Man, the third Field of Ruin, huh? It's a beat. That is a beat. Alright, no blocks. I guess maybe I'm supposed to block there because they just hold back the Colonnade. E4, 5, they go to 4, back up to 7. That just doesn't accomplish anything. So, your turn, I guess? Yeah, this is bad. Yeah, third Field of Ruin is rough. I think without that, we would have been okay. Could have Ox this turn. Oh, never mind. They also had a Solitude. Alright, well, probably going to be going to game 2 here pretty shortly. Probably going to be going to game number 2. Go to 15. Yeah, I just can't win anymore. I just can't cast any of my spells because of the fields. Okay, so against control, Croaks is good. And I believe that is it. Fury is quite poor. And I have to bring in one of these cards, and I think the card that is the least embarrassing is probably Trophy. Although, maybe Force for Rest in Peace. Yeah, so maybe Trim of Bone Shards, because they almost certainly have Rest in Peace. Yeah, 100%. Okay, let's do that. YouTube, game number 2. Playing against the Fun Police. Blue-white control. Sounds good. Keep this. Get a Blood Crypt, and just jam Ragavan on one. Alright. Show me the ending. Well, don't show me the ending. I don't want you to have the ending. Do they not have it? Go to attacks. Seems like they don't have it. Well, that's good. I guess I was supposed to play the supplier pre-combat. Honestly, now I kind of want to just play the endurance. Although, nah, because I want to get my value off. I want to get my Vengevine out of this before they play Rest in Peace. I definitely should have played supplier pre-combat, though. If I hit a Vengevine, I'm going to look real foolish. Okay, did not hit a Vengevine. Play the Neonate and pass the turn. This looks like the Rest in Peace. Wall of Omens. Alright, sure. Sure. Attack with everything. They block Ragavan. Take 2. Go to 15. Play Troll. Pass. Troll quite good against Supreme Verdict because it does not have the no regen clause, so as long as we hang up a black mana. Now obviously they could have prismatic ending for it, but double Field of Ruin. They're getting punked out by their own mana base. Well, we're just gonna shove. We are just gonna shove. That's all we really can do. Shove, shove, shove. Celestial Purge. Sure. Alright, see if they want to block the Ragavan or the Rootwalla. Alright, they snap block the Ragavan. You can go. Snap block. Blue, colorless. Blue-white land destruction, huh? Endurance, target you for Snapcaster Mage purposes. Fetch to thin a little bit. Alrighty. They're really hanging in. They're really leaning in on that blue-white land destruction plan. Blue-white Ponza, as it were. Reason to play this pre-combat. Reason not to play this pre-combat? Yeah, in case they decide to let the Ragavan through and give me a treasure token for Pyromancer, because I want to leave up 5 mana. 3, 6, take 8 for 2. Now they have Solitude. Okay. So Solitude, exile the Endurance. Take 5. Alright, your turn. This is all I got. That doesn't cast Verdict. Does it mean we win? I have Lethal. Block Rootwalla, take 5. I cannot cast that. Could discard to Neonate, but I think I'd rather just attack. Because there's not one single card that I can draw that would allow me to flash it back, or put it into play attacking, so. Alright, cool. They had nothing. Game number 3 we go. I think I'd rather have the trophy than the... I like the 1 bone shards. It's fine. I guess trophy also answers Rest in Peace, but giving them a land is just so bad. Alright, well, this hand is... Hope they don't have Rest in Peace. It's a pretty good hand if they don't, but pretty bad if they do. So no Rest in Peace, please. No Rest in Peace, please. Oh, well... Hold. Okay. It's not great. Because now we actually can't get it back. I think I'm going to cast Troll this turn. Yeah, I'm going to cast Troll. I want to keep the 1-drop for potential Vengevine's next turn. So let's just play Troll here. I'm going to get Stomping Ground, because I want to get multiple red sources for the Pyromancer. It's really awkward milling this Blood Crypt against the Spreading Seas Field of Ruin deck, because they have a lot of that stuff, but... They still have a basic mountain to get if they have Field of Ruin. Light blue ending. Alright, I think I'm just going to discard the Ox. Keep the rest in my hand. I just kind of hope to peel a land. Land or a 1-drop. Both of those are acceptable draws. Because land allows me to start gristing them, which is pretty good. Awkward. Alright, well. Attack for 1. Same thing as last turn. I'm just going to play Troll. Alright. Your turn. What you got? Another ending? Okay, dead. Now they have Counterspell up. Spreading Seas. This is the Ponza angle, as it were. That is rough. Yeah, this sucks. I mean, now I might as well play the Supplier because I can't, even if I draw 1-drop, I can't put the Vengevine into play next turn anyways because I have an island now. And I don't have any blue 1-drops, so I can't Vengevine anyways. Wall of Omens. Yeah, now I have the rest of peace. I think I'm not going to take too many more draw steps here, but, you know. I mean, I think this is usually a really good matchup for us, but our draws did not cooperate. Like, I mean, I kept the 2-lander this game and just never drew land 3, right? And there was plenty of opportunities where if I drew land 3, it would have been fine. But, just kind of bricked off. You know, happens. Not much you can do about it. All right, 2-2. See you back here in just a little bit for round number 5. All right, YouTube. Ups and downs. We are here for the 5th and final round. See if we can close it out with a 3-2. Ox, Ox, Basic Forest, no way to discard. Don't think that's going to do it. Okay, I'm definitely going to keep. I'm trying to think of what to put back. I think I just put back the second Rootwalla. Just go turn 1, Neonate, probably discard Rootwalla, just to put a little bit of pressure in play. And then if we miss, we can just attack for 3. Try to set up for Pyromancer on 3 if we draw land. Can hopefully find some action. Alright, see what our opponent's up to. Another Flooded Strand gamer, huh? There's a lot of those going around. Right, cast our Rootwalla. Again, I feel like this should be a pretty good matchup, but... Okay. Thoughtseize Bug. Love to see it. Attack for 3. And then I'm just going to play another Rootwalla. Try and get a little bit of pressure on them. Ooh, maybe just blue-red. Okay. Seems like probably just blue-red. Alright, my creature has been bolted. I'll replace it. Your turn. See what they got. Jeskai. Okay. Stoneforge. Yeah, that's not great for us. That is not great. Cauldra, pretty hard to beat, especially given our current state of affairs. Okay, that helps. So let's go Fury Pitch Pyromancer. I have to kill the Stoneforge on the spot because they got Cauldra. We'll pump this. Attack for 3. Again, we're looking for a land so we can play this Pyromancer. Try to get the Ox going. We have a lot else going on here. Alright, what do you got? It'll be kind of awkward. It's Teferi, yeah, or just whatever. It's dead. The Teferi bounce that, because we can't, notably, you can't actually cast a Madness spell with a Teferi in play, because the Teferi static ability. So, something to keep in mind if your opponent has a Teferi. Well, they have another Stoneforge, so we're in trouble. Okay. I guess that's a thing. So they either trade or let us hit them. I assume they'll just let us hit them. So we need to find a bolt off of their deck. That'd be nice. Counterspell, not gonna do it. Alright, can we beat the Cauldra? Probably not. Probably not. I guess the other question is, can we beat the Batterskull? I probably can't beat either of them. And they have both of them. Alright, Shock to 7. So this is Stoneforge with Counterspell up. Yep. That should probably do us in. Alright, I will take 5. 13. See we draw. Alright, let's play a Pyromancer that I'm sure is going to get countered. Yes, I should play the Ragavan. Alright, your turn. This is not looking good. Not looking good. Red-blue, Fire Ice, Expressive Iteration. Okay. It's an island. Alright, no blocks. Still no blocks. That's an interesting attack. Okay, creature has been bolted. And we're dead. We are dead. Alright, game number 2, Jeskai Stoneblade. I think I need all 4 Furies to be able to answer Stoneforge Mystic. Kind of assume they have Sanctifier and Vex, so I probably want Spellbomb. Counterintuitive, but I actually don't like Force of Vigor that much against Stoneforge Mystic because the card that they usually get first is Cauldra, which is indestructible anyways. So, might be a little counterintuitive, but I'm really not a fan of Force against Stoneforge. I like Shaving an Ox, and I think I'm going to cut a Grist because it's kind of slow. Let's try this. Game number 2, Jeskai Stoneblade. The mana in this deck maybe needs a little bit of work too. I got a Ragavan, so I'm going to keep it. It's a bit of a risky hand for sure, but if this Ragavan connects once, all of our problems are kind of solved, right? We have, second red here, we got green here, so I think I'm willing to take a risk, and if we find just any land, well, any red source specifically, we can play Pyromancer, so I think it's okay. Alright, opponent has kept 7. Got a Ragavan. Please do not kill my Ragavan. Seems like they might kill the Ragavan. Second troll, not gonna do it. Alright, Ragavan down. Your turn. At least we have Stoneforge Mystic covered. It's at least the good news. They also let on Splire Bluff, which means they can't play Sanctifier, obviously. Alright, let's see what they have. Prismatic getting the Spell Bomb. I'll draw a card. Fury is not great. Although not bad if we find a red source for this Pyromancer. Because then we could probably just ditch these 2 trolls. Alright, 3 Vengevines. Come on, one time. Or 0. 0 works too. Right, your turn? I feel like when I played this deck the other day, my draws were a lot better than this. And we've kind of bricked on these suppliers almost every single time. Maybe that means that that's just not, this isn't where you want to be, but I don't know. When I played this deck before, I definitely had much better draws. And now they have the Sanctifier, which we probably can't beat. Alright, let's go Season Pyromancer, discard these trolls. Okay, can hardcast the Vengevine. Might do something. Might do something. Stoneforge Mystic. Okay, we can hardcast Fury on that. So that's not bad. To deal with this somehow, though. I gotta find a Spell Bomb. Gotta find another Spell Bomb. Alright. I mean, we can maybe just go wide, but... Just getting countered, maybe? Not much I can do about it. Not much I can do about it. No, did not get countered. And it is your turn. I could trade a Pyromancer for 3 damage. Don't think that's worth it. Next turn, my attacks are a little bit better, because if they decide to eat the Pyromancer, they have to... It comes at the cost of taking 6 damage, unless they have a bolt, obviously, but... Hypothetically, they block here and take 9, so... And then I can also just follow up with another Fury, just as a 3/3 double strike for 5. So I'm not doing horrible here. Oh, attacking means Verdict, right? Almost certainly means Verdict. Yeah, it's got to be, right? Yeah, okay. Got a Verdict. Question is, do we want to play Vengevine or Fury? I think I'm going to play Vengevine. That wasn't bad. I can just play that, use all of our mana, so that way next turn if we find a land, we can go potentially Fury plus Pirate Spellbomb. You know, obviously playing this into Prismatic Ending is kind of awkward, but given that I have a 5-drop in my hand, I think it makes sense to play it. Alright, Fairy Bounce. I hope they played a Stoneforge here, so that I can just Fury both of their things. That'd be really good for me. Alright, this is probably a counterspell, if I had to guess. Okay, let's just go Fury. If they counter this, then I can just Spell Bomb at the Fairy. Which I think I have to do. Oops, don't want to draw a card. Killing it now so they can't plus and hold up sorceries. They got 2 cards left. They know our last card's Vengevine. Red, blue, iteration. Yeah, that's bad. Wouldn't mind drawing a Pyromancer. Pyromancer would be nice. Timely reinforcements. So they're just going to gain 6. Kind of surprised they just didn't put that in their hand. Because they know I'm going to cast Vengevine next turn and attack, right? So they just... Huh. Interesting. Wonder what the card they put in their hand is then, because it's probably a good one if they're making that play. Because they knew that I was going to do... They knew that this was my line, right? They knew my last card. So. Weird. Alright, Bolt. Maybe that's the card they put in their hand. Alright, well, we have nothing. And they have 2 cards. Oh yeah, we also know they have Cauldron, which... We're at 10. Probably can't beat that. Yeah, we have no outs, right? Cannot remove Cauldron from the battlefield. Kind of a disappointing showing for this deck. I had higher hopes for this, but, you know. Maybe there's something good in the shell. It just needs a little bit of work around the edges, but... Alright, we don't have any outs. We're dead. I mean, we're not dead, but you get the idea. Okay, so back to the deck. Closing thoughts. Again, I don't really know. I feel like there is something in this space. The free spells with Vengevine, discard outlets like Lotleth Troll, Insolent Neonate, Bone Shards. Like, I didn't really notice that there was something specific that felt like it was incoherent. Maybe the endurances aren't great, maybe the Bone Shards aren't great, but everything else felt like okay. Maybe 4 Grist is too many, but I'm really high on that card right now. But overall, I mean, I think there is something within this space. Ox of Agonis, whenever we had it, was really powerful, so maybe you want to lean a little bit more into that, possibly. Sideboard needs probably does a little bit of work too. But if you made it all the way to the end of the video, I hope you enjoyed it. Be sure to hit the like and subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next one.